we see the numbers that are trickling in. Right now, the contest pretty close, and the way Raman Singh was speaking, he seemed pretty confident that the BJP will be forming its government. And just a few minutes ago, it did seem that way. But now the numbers again coming back. The Congress once again inching closer to the half-century mark, and the BJP also thereabouts. This is, of course, a very close battle. But let's also take a look at some breaking news that's coming in right now at this point in time. The BJP is leading in AIMIM Bastions in Telangana. In Karwa, in fact, the BJP is leading with 21,000 votes. And in Yakutpura, the BJP is leading with 3,000 votes. These are the AIMIM Bastions in Telangana that the BJP is leading. Let me go across to our guest now, Madhavan Narayanan, who continues to be right now. In fact, I'll go across to Mahesh Bigala because this is, of course, from Telangana. Mr. Mahesh, we're talking about the BRS. The BRS seem pretty confident that they'll be coming back to power, but looks like the Congress seems to be forming the government. While that happens, the BJP is also making significant inroads into Telangana. How do you look at this?
Yes, definitely. The early polls, they indicate that, the Congress is leading and the BRS is about 36, what I can see in the screen. But most of the, at least 20 to 25 constituencies, it's the majority is still like, very, very narrow. And we have not reached the counting of not even the off the mark. So it is about 11:45 and we need to see till 3 or 4 p.m. to get the clear trends. And we are still optimistic that, even if anything can go wrong with the Congress count by 71, even if they lose the ground in 10 to 12 seats, still there is a possibility. And
Mr. Bigala, I'll have to interrupt you there. You say you're pretty confident about BRS's chances, but the fact of the matter is the Chief Minister himself, Mr. KCR, is right now, as we speak, trailing in Kamareddy. Now, this is a big setback for the BRS because KCR was supposed to be the man leading BRS on all fronts across Telangana. And the fact that he's leading in one of those constituencies that he's fighting in, how do you look at this?
See, it's every round and round. If you go by the last 7-8 rounds, he's leading in one and is trailing in one. But end of the day, we are confident that, he will win from both the constituencies, including Gajwil and the Kamareddy as well. But, it's a very close race and tight fight, even from the Kamareddy. But it's like, the Revanth Reddy, who is like, meant to be a chief minister candidate, he's in the third place, even in the Kamareddy. So it is going to be a tough race till the end. And when it comes to the BJP, whatever the...
Also, Mr. Bigala, this is a follow-up question. Of course, that is pretty natural. The BRS, in fact, KCR, KTR, K. Kavita, everyone was talking about the BRS. It is the party becoming BRS from TRS, talking about how it will expand into different states in India. But looks like the one single state where the BRS was in power, even that is slipping out of hands.
So we need to see and review what can be done in the... See, we have ambition. We have done the two times. We have won the Telangana state and third time as well. Like, we are confident of winning the Telangana. We need to review the current situation after the post-poll. Then we need to review about the central government election. But again, definitely, there is a ground improved in the Madhya Pradesh or Maharashtra and everywhere. But, that will be done towards the parliament election. But at this stage, our focus is on the state of Telangana and we are focusing on the polls of Telangana.
Right. I'll take that point across to Mr. Madhavan Narayanan, who also continues to be live on the broadcast with us. Mr. Madhavan, how do you look at this particular result from Telangana for the Congress? Because when you're talking about 2024, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, these are the kind of states that also provide a massive amount of financial impetus to the national parties. We've seen this in the past as well. So how much of a shot in the arm do you think this particular result will be for the Congress leading into 2024?
Shot in the arm. It's a political shot in the arm for sure. The important point to remember is that BRS, which used to be TRS, the honeymoon is over because after leading the Telangana movement, TRS had what is called the grace period or the power play period, to use a cricketing analogy, where it could gain on the follow-through of its leadership of the Telangana movement. That is over. Therefore, the game is wide open and Congress has very clearly proved it has come into play on this. Very important point to remember is that ideologically, there is not much of a difference between Telangana and, between BRS and Congress, because both of them are focused on Dalits and farmers, believe in minority welfare, and both are sort of left of center in social dynamics. But The fact that implementation,
Right.
especially in urban unemployed youth and all, didn't work out for Telangana, the BRS, means a big benefit for Congress. But the subtext, the danger in this for Congress is that Mr. Narendra Modi himself remarked, although KCR did not like it, saying that the PRS wants to be part of the NDA. My guess is that in the elections for 2024, Lok Sabha elections, the BRS and the BJP might end up having a secret understanding to contain Congress, and the BRS might just gain as some kind of an ally or at least a friendly party, the way TDP used to be friendly with the BJP in the good old days before things became different in Andhra Pradesh. So that is a subtext that we have to keep in mind.
Right.
And also the fact that the BJP has gained a number of seats may not mean much in the state assembly, but it can mean a lot in Lok Sabha because its potential to reach an understanding with the BRS has increased. So Congress may be gaining in Telangana, but
Right, Mr. Narayanan, a
NDA
very
may be
interesting point that
gaining
you're
in Lok
making there.
Sabha.
The fact that the BJP might not win the kind of seats, that it can go around boasting about, but the vote share that will increase will in fact bring it closer to the BRS than it earlier did. I'll also go back to our colleague from the BJP, Shweta Shalini, who continues to be on the broadcast with us. Ms. Shweta, you said your laddus were ready, everything was packed, but looks like the numbers once again in Chhattisgarh are pretty close. You come down from the half-century mark. So what's happening to those laddus? Are you still planning on distributing them, or are you going to wait out for the Chhattisgarh results to consolidate further?
No, see, the laddus in any case are ready because we are doing exceedingly well. Two states are already there with us. And I am very sure that Chhattisgarh, by the end of the day, you will see that BJP will definitely make the government there. Having said that, Mahesh ji from BRS, I was with him on a couple of debates, and I told him back then, see, one thing is very clear. The people of this country are rejecting politics of parivar and politics of corruption. If you actually look at Baghel and the entire ministry, what is going wrong? It is the paper leaks, it is the Mahadev app, it is the sheer corruption that people have rejected. The false promises people are looking through. If you look at Rajasthan, the red diary is playing in the minds of the people. So people are choosing right. They are choosing development. They are choosing politics of performance and completely rejecting politics of parivar, which is what BRS was doing in Telangana. In Telangana, we are seeing BJP has, we are not only going to see double digits in our number of seats, we are already seeing double digits as far as vote share is concerned. And we are going to do a remarkable performance as far as Telangana is also concerned. So I think, yes, there are laddus in place. The laddus are definitely going to be, there is going to be huge celebration at the BJP end. But what's most important is that Shri Narendra Modi teaches us that we have to be humble in victory. We are extremely humble in this victory. We understand that this is a responsibility, but it also understands and translates into further responsibility in Lok Sabha. And I can guarantee you right now that we will not only stand up on the faith that people are showing to us right now, but also carry it forward for the Lok Sabha as well.
Right, Shweta ji. Of course, we'll see how that promise and the guarantee of you holds. Let me take that point across to Mr. Mohan Kumar Mangalam, who's also joining us, continues to be on the broadcast. Mr. Mohan, a very interesting point that Mr. Narayanan also made, the fact that an enemy of an enemy is a friend. So that could possibly be the case when it comes to the BRS and the BJP during the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, wherein the Congress could be enemy number one for both the BRS and the BJP, and that could somewhere mean that there will be a tacit understanding between the two parties. Do you think that will make the job for the Congress much more difficult than it usually would have if the BRS had come to power?
No, I don't think so. And I think the BRS, the BJP and the AIMIM have been in sort of a secret alliance during this election in any which way. Why don't you ask the BRS spokesperson if he'll ever openly admit to the fact that he might go with the BJP? I think you'll find in his answer that Mr. Narayanan is some sort of a dream sequence, I would say. I don't think that will ever happen. Even if it did, it will only benefit Congress if you look at the electoral math that goes around with that alliance.
Right, Mr. Mangalam, I'll take that point across to Bigala directly. Mr. Mahesh Bigala, like Mr. Mangalam pointed out, is there any possibility of a BRS and a BJP tie-up for the 2024 Lok Sabha polls? Because looks like, on one hand, while the BJP is making inroads, the BRS seems to be losing ground. Forget about making a mark nationally. Even the one single state that the BRS had, even that is slipping out of hand. Will that mean that with Congress as a single enemy, the BRS and the BJP will tie up for the 2024 polls as far as Telangana is concerned?
Absolutely not. We always BRS maintain the equal distance between the TRS and BJP, and we fight for the people of Telangana, and we maintain the same equal distance between both the parties. And both the parties have offered to join the coalition, but always look, we had from 2014 onwards, we had several MPs, but we supported the government based on the issues, but we never supported a BJP government at all. And when it comes to Shalini's comment that there is so much to celebrate maybe in other 3 states for the BJP, but when it's come to the Telangana, they slip the ground entirely. They have 4 member of parliaments in the state of Telangana. When it translates, it is about 28 translate to 28 MLAs, but they are in the leading in only the 8 states. There is not much for them to celebrate in the Telangana or even across even the South India actually. So they're talking about the family politics and all. I can't comment like the Amit Shahji's son or their family member Vasundhara Raje. You can continue to go on every state by state what the BJP is talking, and I can point out the list of about 30-40 families in the BJP government itself. So it's like the people have elected, probably like maybe somebody would have come into the politics with the family background, but it doesn't mean they are elected by the people every time. Even now, if you look at the KTR for the 5th time, it is winning with the highest majority. It is the people who are electing. So that's the point we need to understand. He is the minister and face of Hyderabad, and he has developed the entire Telangana, and our focus is entirely on the development, not on the issue based, not on the
right, Mr. Bigala. This is something that you're talking about right now, but we will only find out the answer once we head closer to the 2024 polls. We'll of course take your word for it, and we'll see how this pans out, the statement that you're making right now. Also, let's take a look at Madhya Pradesh. The numbers that we are getting at this point in time, I'm pretty sure quite a few in the BJP ranks also might be surprised looking at the kind of numbers that are coming in from Madhya Pradesh. Mr. Narayanan, these numbers much better than what happened last time, and at one point, this is surprising. This is a little surprising given the fact that at one point it looked like Madhya Pradesh was slipping out of BJP's hands. Kamal Nath was confident, Digvijay was also confident, and even on ground it looked like BJP was sort of losing ground. But the Ladli Behna scheme and a lot of other impetus that was given, especially the way Prime Minister Modi himself went all out, making it very clear that Madhya Pradesh was BJP's top focus. Looks like the BJP has sort of surprised itself in a way in Madhya Pradesh.
Yeah, I think I'll talk about that. Before that, let me just make a small mention of my friend Mohan, who said that BRS cozying up to BJP tacitly is a dream sequence. It's a dream sequence for the BJP, but it's a nightmare sequence for the Congress, because the BRS spokesman himself says that there's an equidistance for BRS, which basically means that in the event of opportunity for the Telangana government, in terms of, let's say, a package or anything like that, then the BRS will gently tilt towards the BJP. So it is a paplu in the political rummy. Let me shift my focus to Madhya Pradesh. As I have said before, the only thing that the Congress can congratulate itself for in Madhya Pradesh after its disastrous performance is that it has successfully shifted the agenda away from the Hindutva kind of politics and focused on socio-economic and governance issues, which is ideologically a victory for Congress. But in terms of election outcomes and seats and performance, Kamal Nath's leadership has been an unmitigated disaster. That is the only thing that we can say at noon today, because some of the other things are still wide open. If the Rajasthan tally for Congress, let's say, crosses 80, then Ashok Gehlot can still claim moral victory because it's anti-incumbency as a wave, as a tradition. But Chhatisgarh, again, the call is pretty close, and therefore Congress can still say, okay, it's a close call. But Madhya Pradesh is the only unambiguous result today in which Shivraj Chauhan is a victor and Kamal Nath is a disaster. These are the only two things we can say. And let us be
Mr.
very
Narayanan,
clear.
as you
The
speak,
BJP has
as you just said, Chhattisgarh is pretty close. I'll have to cut you short there. As you just spoke that Chhattisgarh is pretty close. The BJP is now touching the half-century mark, and if this holds, this means that the BJP will be forming the government in Chhattisgarh if this is the trend for the next few hours now. How do you look at this result, especially given the fact that Bhupesh Baghel was in a way emerging as a strong leader? He was visible, in national politics. There was a lot happening as well when it came to his involvement in national politics. But as of now, this seems to be a big setback for the Congress, even more than what is happening in Rajasthan.
Yeah, I think let me complete this by saying, in Madhya Pradesh as well as Chhattisgarh, the BJP has successfully risen to the challenge by shifting towards socio-economic issues, which was not its core constituency, which was more cultural than economic. So that is, in a sense, Congress is forced to BJP to play its game, but the BJP has risen to the occasion by pivoting very well towards social economic agenda through schemes like Ladli Behna, and also the Mahadev app scandal was particularly something that I did not attach importance to. But if the current trends are any indication, that the BJP seems to have hit a couple of sixes in the last week of the election to make it look good. But I will still wait for the results, because all of this morning, there has been a seesaw kind of trend emerging from Chhattisgarh. It's only on Madhya Pradesh we can be unambiguously clear.
Right, like you rightly said, this is one state that looks to be going in BJP's way all out, while the other two states also are in a way swinging back and forth. I'll go across